Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is GrumpyKoi. Today we are watching the Bus Crew versus Ascent.EU. Sadly, due to delays, we weren't able to get the start of the game. It's currently 2 rounds to Ascent.EU. I'm joined by Gemm and TurboTabs. How you doing, Turbo?
Very last minute, very last second. Kind of surprised. Literally chased you into the door. Okay, what's going on in mid? Or anything, or whatever's point of the game it is right now.
It's just starting off on the third mid of the game. We see that Elikoi is nice and early with Yon. They're looking to get a lot of pressure. Really aggressive from Elikoi. He's really far in. As we see the rest of his team going. Big bomb from Josh, but he gets picked off straight away by Deox and Alba. Poison supporting his team. Tobs and Alba are down. There's 2 players down for both teams at the moment. Poison is pushing through. But a bomb's coming out from Ascent, and it's not able really to connect with anyone. Poison goes down. That's 3 players down for the Bus Crew. They need to back out. Yon really low. Yon goes down as well. Really unfortunate mid there. Are you in the game yet, Turbo? Are you able to?
Keep going, buddy.
Keep going. Okay, I'll keep going. As we do see the team of Ascent are pushing into second. They're looking to cap. But at the moment, it's just Elikoi just creating so much space for his team. As it does look like we're going to see the boys in blue setting up their hold right now. It's equal levers, so we won't see anything at the moment. But Poison gets caught out by Elikoi. That's 1 player down. Funds can maybe do something with this, or any of his team. They can sack in for off classes. They've got multiple options at the moment. Interestingly, no off classes for the boys in blue. The Bus Crew don't have any off classes. It might be a good time to really get one up, as Elikoi does go down. That's a good pick for them. Creddy down now. Deox is looking to go in, and so is Alba. I think the rest of the team should really be pushing forwards right now, seeing if they can obviously pick anything up. We do have Josh and Ombrak trading the Uber with Deox and Poison. Sorry, Martin and Poison, my bad. Deox is no longer in that Uber. And from there, Yon's got caught in. He goes down to the shot from Chris. Really unfortunate. Demo down and Scout down. 2 players down. Dissad. Nobody's got Uber at the moment though, so it is looking like Martin and his team are able to maybe hold this. But Poison gets trapped out as soon as he spawns. Both Credo and Josh in really aggressively. The high ground going to Chris as well. The bomb going on to Martin. Martin goes down. They need to start getting kills either onto the medical players, because they can just play heals and get this, as they've got so much space right now. Ascent, as Funds joins in with Credo. It's Credo and Funds still being aggressive. Tobbs goes down to Funds. Funds get picked up by a really nice pipe from Yon though.
I'm in. I'm here.
You're in.
What's going on?
Stuff.
Things.
I was saying the stuff as Poison bombs in. He looks to maybe connect onto a medic, but the medic isn't there. Really cool thing about Poison, just as things are calm for a moment. Poison is the guy that got me into TF2. So
wow.
Big shout out to Poison.
The more you know. Well, so what can we break down from this game? It's only 7 minutes past, 2 rounds already. This seems quite the stomp so far, Grumpy.
Yes, I just came in at the end of a last push from Ascent, and they really kind of destroyed poor Bus Crew there. They picked them apart. Really smart plays from them. But the last push we just saw now, the Bus Crew were able to hold on. So I like to see them, get some rounds on the board. I am supporting them just because of my loyalty to Poison. But we'll see what happens from here. As Chris does get picked up by Yon, so he's overextended quite a lot there. So this could be a good time for them to maybe look at pushing in. If they know they've got a 40% ad. So Poison is looking to maybe jump onto create space. He's gone under. Nearly caught out Josh there, but Josh is able to get through. Poison not overextending really nicely. But we could see a repush from Ascent right now.
Yeah, they will get this second point quite comfortably, as it doesn't look like Ascent want to kind of fight back with it. They are waiting for that full Uber charge advantage before they make that push in, and they'll get it just about now, and they actually get a pick onto Poison. Alba will throw himself into the fire line of Ombrak, and he will be forced to use his Uber now. But I'm sure they were banking on using that Uber for last point, not this second point, Grumpy.
Yeah, they have began to push forwards, even though they didn't have the cap onto second, but Credo was behind to pick that up. But they're just bullying the bus crew into spawn. They can't get out at the moment. Tom tries to go in, gets instantly denied by Credo. That was a really nice push.
Yep, very, very comfortable from Ascent. There's nothing that, I don't know, you need to keep bear in mind, Grumpy, that this isn't the first game that the bus crew are playing tonight. They already feel a bit demoralised playing against 7 just an hour ago or so. And now they have to play against Ascent. I'm not sure if they even feel like playing TF2 right now. I just don't see like their same sort of TF2 fighting spirit as I see in Ascent.
Yeah, Ascent are obviously fresh off the bat, whilst it is hard, especially against a team like 7 that can really break down sort of anything you throw at them when they're on top form, so it can be really demoralizing. But Albert is in a really awkward situation. He's getting chased down by Funds. He does go down. We do see that Poison does take out Chris though, but Tobbs, oh, he bombed in much later, and I think he's sadly just coming back. But
I do like the fact that they're taking this aggression without having to, cap that midpoint now. They do actually leave Credo on it, but they take the 5 men in just to see if they can make something happen on this this second point. No respect going out from Ascent against their bus crew compadres.
It's really unfortunate for the bus crew because they're not able to really get a decent hold up because of the aggression from Ascent. But there's a lot of players getting lower in the grass area, so they could look at maybe pushing them out if they get into a decent position. Credo is really low. Poison nearly went down then himself. So we do see Elikor pushing his team forward. Elikor playing very aggressively, getting ready to set up, ready to go into lobby. We do see Yon kind of not in a good position.
Yeah, you saw the straight coming out from Ascent there, Grumpy, where they needed 2 soldiers, but both of them died at that point. And usually it's tempting for one of your scouts or demomen to kind of go out of line and go aggressive, be the one that actually breaks things up. But no, they held the line, they wait very patiently for the soldiers to come back up, and then when they came back into the fight, they were the ones that made the opportunity for that push there.
As we see Umbrak taking Fun straight in with the Uber. Elikor joining up behind. Alba gets caught out. He's not able to use that sniper really well, which he's known for. Credo just on his own on the point right now. His rest of his team do come forward. Tobbs really low, but does get a nice arrow. Deox gets taken down by a really decent pipe from Elikor. Poison trying to create space, trying to give his team an opportunity forwards, but sadly they're not able to get onto the cap. And that is round 4 to...
Again, more of that patience coming out. They were waiting and biding their time, despite it being a snake water match. If they just, they knew they couldn't just start ransacking the point because that would give the opportunity for the bus crew to strike back. So they wait for the soldier bomb to come in, and when they were not killed, but just depleted of health and ammo, that's when they started sacking the point as a team.
Yeah, it does seem at the moment that the bus crew are getting picked apart by the very organised Ascent. As we see during this mid, a lot of high ground going to the bus crew at the moment. There's not a huge amount of aggression coming out of Ascent, but we do have a player behind, seeing if we can maybe pick off some players through Saw. But the aggression is out from Ascent. They are coming into second right now, not giving anyone in the bus crew a chance. And Deox gets synced on. It's so unfortunate for him.
Man, if this game had physics, Grumpy, I'm pretty sure the map would have been destroyed at that point. The Deox just got smashed into the floor there. They're so aggressive, Grumpy, that they haven't even capped second before they're pushing into last, and they just make a quick rotation around, take the scenic route, and start pushing in from this left-hand side. They will kind of force Tobbs and Poison off that shared area as well. And look at the DM, look at the numbers advantage working into their favour now. It's just 2 poor little scouts that, to be fair, are putting up a decent chunk of a fight, but it's Ascent, Grumpy. How are they supposed to win this?
And I don't think they can. That's 5 rounds to Ascent. That was quick.
Yeah, that was not even the halfway mark, Grumpy. That's got to be one of the quickest of the season.
Yeah, really unfortunate for the bus crew. I understand the place they're in right now, just coming off a defeat. It's hard to then go against another really proficient and just effective team with great sort of decision making and team composition that you can't really fight against that during the when you're in the best mood possible. But when you're obviously being hurt like that, it's unfortunate, really.
I was kind of scratching my head a little bit tonight, wondering, is this going to be one of those games where everything's just going super clowny and nobody's taking things seriously, and everyone's maybe Ascent will kind of give the bus crew a little bit of a fighting chance. They'll maybe off class or try funky little things, but no. They've got a hot date tonight, Grumpy. They want to get this game done, bang, out of the way, straight into the ETF2L match report thingamajiggy. There's no time to waste, basically.
No time at all. We could have a quick browse through the logs for a moment. Just have a quick have look. I don't think always looking at logs is good for roles, but we can just have a quick look for the time being. There's another map, correct? They're going on to product now.
Yes, there will be a product map. That is the new map for this week. That is the wildcard map for this week, the one that's got everybody quaking in their boots. And hopefully, this should lay favour to the bus crew just a little bit, seeing as
they have got Alba.
Yeah,
Alba's a very, very good sniper.
I mean, yeah, you've got the Alba sniper, but you've also got the loser's advantage on product here as well, Grumpy. Not many maps you can lay claim that you get a little advantage just when you're losing in the game. So every time that Ascent have got that midpoint capped, they're going to get a slightly quicker respawn advantage because of it. And usually this favours those sort of like underdogs a lot when it comes to these sort of scenarios. Makes games a lot more closer and to the wire.
No, I think that's exactly what this map kind of favours. Is you'll see a lot of teams, if they lose the point, you'll just start seeing players flying left, right, and centre from the losing team, just trying to get the force onto the medic because they're not going to be punished as much from dying as versus if you trade and your team hasn't got the cap, you still have an advantage of 5 seconds versus your opponent. So that can make or break some things. I've just been able to get the logs.
Yeah, I've just pulled up the logs manually myself. Due to me rushing in, trying to save the day because I don't know, maybe news is caught in the snowstorm or something. I don't have my log machine set up. The little trusty Turbo netbook. I had to kind of open these up on my phone, so we're in squinto vision. But I think the only thing I can picture from these little tiny numbers is maybe that Funds was pounding. Everybody was pounding, really. I mean, what can you really pull from all these logs from a 5-0 in like 15 minutes, Grumpy? It's like it goes along the same vein as Golden Cap logs, which are just absolutely dire to analyze.
Yeah, you can't really glean anything from it because most of the time with those sorts of fights, you if an entire team is doing well, like I'm a terrible player, but if my team's doing well, my logs look good. So you can't.
I mean, we could maybe give a quick flex to Funds, who's sitting on a 12.5 kill assist death ratio.
Oof. Yeah,
oh baby.
Wait, who's the closest to that? Ombrak
that would
was
be
6.
Ombrak was 6. Yeah, the one that's designed to not die in the game. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? Like it's just absurd. I mean, if you just count the assists as well, it's not like Funds was sitting in the back peppering people with 6s. He's got like 9.0 kill to death ratio. Think of that. Take his deaths, his 2 deaths, and times it by 9. That's how much of a dangerous force he is. He's 9 times the player of, say, who's got like a 1.1 on the other team now. None of them got a 1.1. He's 9 times the player of Yon right now. He's almost 10 times the player of Poison, Dios, Alba, Tobbs.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, from what I saw, because again, really quick match, was Funds was everywhere he needed to be. And he was just able to pick off players when he...
Well, I believe Grumpy just disappeared out of thin air. Okay, so the snow is taking everybody one by one. I fear I'm going to be next. Hold me, Gem. Hold me. But we are going straight into it. The show must go on, so I guess we've got one of my fabled solo casts. It is the cursed day. It has finally dawned, and it would be a product map. The map that just keeps on giving. So if you're just joining us, this is Ascent versus the Bus Crew. This is our second map. Hopefully it will just be as quick as our first map. It's product, baby. Let's see what's going on. I'm Turret, and the first thing I see is GrumpyKoi has joined me back into the channel. But not just that as well, Albert opens up the mid with a nice kind of body shot to kind of pluck things out there, but he's not alone. There's another sniper waiting in the wings. That's Credo. He's getting just as many body shots as his friend Albert, who's actually gone down during that fight, and with the Credo advantage, that sniper looming, it's just too scary of a prospect for the Bus Crew to stick around and keep up the fighting, so Ascent will predictably get that first mid. Hey GrumpyKoi, how's it going?
It's good. I have no idea what happened there, but one thing you did miss, which was really nice, is Poison got Ombrak during that. He bombed across the point and was managed to get Ombrak, which gives his team an 80% advantage pushing onto this point as Josh does go down from the rockets of Poison. Chris is in a really awkward situation. He's been chased away by Deox. Deox is going in very deep. That's not a good place to be, as the rest of his team are looking to push forward onto point. Nice bomb from Poison, taking out Credu. Fun's going down to Deox. Deox taking down Elikor as well, and Ombrak. Really nice frags from Deox there. He's just got Chris left, and Chris does go down. So that's a really good situation to be in for the Bus Crew. That was a really nice push onto the point. They've got some really nice picks. They've got Alba up as they're trying to set up this forward hold. And Tobbs is hanging around with Yon at the moment on Cliff. So they've got a nice little solid hold there, but Poison does go down. He's a bit too far forward. And this does create an opportunity for Ascent.
Yeah, what Ascent was trying to do there was kind of hold the points from an arm's length, Grumpy. They didn't want to kind of go straight into the fight or hold things close. They thought if they just stay back, they maybe bait them and waste time, and hopefully they'll just be settled with a cap point instead and start stacking that cap. And then that's from there Ascent could strike, but they did the opposite. They didn't cap that point. They went aggressive themselves, just met them over at their own point, and fighting around that area is terrible, Grumpy, because you have to fight against all this high ground against you, and that's what they used over on the Bus Crew to kind of take out Ascent there. But it matters not, Grumpy, because Ascent have come back. They've just kind of DM'd their way out of this little front line and claimed that point back again, and they even got an Uber charge to boot.
Yeah, right now they really need to be looking to get a pick onto that medic. Albert's in a really nice position, and he takes down Ombrak with a nice fully charged body shot. That's exactly what they need, as they start bringing out their aggression onto the point. They don't need to worry about heals. Josh gets taken down. Deox takes down Credu. Funds is down as well from Deox. Deox is playing a really good game right now. It's really, like we were talking about how uncomfortable the Bus Crew were on the last map, but they seem like a completely different team right now. They seem a lot more comfortable with what they're doing. Their repushes have been really nice, as we see Elikor and the rest of his team looking to go through on the cliff area. Fun's trying to bait the sniper, it looks like. Into a position.
There's two snipers, Grumpy. Which one do I look at? There's too many. Which one's going to get the headshot first? I
don't know. Credu's got a mean shot on him, as well as Deox takes down Josh but gets picked up by Elikor. We got Chris in the background. He gets the force onto Martin. That's really, really good for them. But they're able to keep hold of this point. They are in advantage of time at the moment. Alba does take down Credu with a headshot, so this is not a bad position for them to be in. They've got Chris behind. He gets picked up by Poison, which is really nice. We've got Funds and Josh aggressing across the point, but nothing really coming out of Ascent at the moment. They can wait for their Uber. They've got their Uber now. Alba gets chased into an awkward position by Funds. He's saved by his medic, but he gets picked up by Josh in the end, and looks like the poor guys in the boot do need to back out, as the confident Ascent do take off the midpoint, and finishes it off with his headshot.
Yeah, you saw the flank players kind of pulling things together for Ascent there, Grumpy, as they actually are making another little repush from this mid door. They do have an Uber to worry about. I'm kind of surprised they would make this push in. They're going aggressive with that Uber. Elmbright knows that he's got a little bit of an advantage. They will manage to get Martin out, however, so it's not like they lose an advantage over on the bus crew, but they've lost a lot more than I hope they were expecting. They're doing actually a surprising amount of work over in this midpoint to say that they've got no Uber charge to work with, but Gradu kind of humbles Deox a little bit with that trade out with the melee. A nice bomb coming in from Poison, lays some good damage onto Gradu, but what is the damage if it isn't going to kill the sniper? Going to be more than happy sitting on 20 HP, getting those sort of little pod shots back there.
Yeah, he's not able to be denied a much Turbo as the Uber does go in. Yon and Deox do go on it, but Elikor goes and joins the rest of his team to try and defend them. They're not really going to get any frags with this, and now they've lost advantage with the 80% in regards to Ascent, as Josh does take down Poison. Alba is taken down by a headshot from Kradu. Not looking good, Turbo. It's really not looking good. Ascent are being very confident right now. Deox is all on his own. Really doesn't really want to be working away from his team.
Yeah, it's partly in due to the fact that Josh is doing some nice plays on the flank, kind of always keeping the numbers advantage to them, so they can't just keep taking these 6v6 fights, even when Ombrak's building his Uber. He will have the Uber charge now, and he actually find a pick onto Chris, but that's not the worst pick to get if or lose. Sorry. Oh no! Ombrak gets sniped by Alba! This is an absolute car crash of a defense now. It's only Deox and Alba to actually stay up, though. I don't think Deox can take out 3 players by himself, and we all know that Alba can't do anything when they just start bum rushing him like that. He's good, Grumpy. He's really good, but not 3 shots in one go, 2 seconds good.
Yeah, but really big bomb from Yon, and he tries to take down Kredu, but sadly it is going the first round to Ascent for the boys in blue. I really feel for them because I am supporting them and are just playing so well.
I mean, you do see some sort of glimmer of hope over on the side of the bus crew, and you got ProDoc to thank for that. The fact that they've got these little chances to get back into the game, I know that they'll feel like they can actually sneak some points here, so they'll be trying their hearts out in this game, I guarantee you.
Yeah, Poison does a really nice round on Josh and picks him off, so they have got the 1 player advantage on mid as Elikor and Umbrak need to be pushed out of Death Pit, but Kredu gets really nice headshot onto Deox. Yon goes down as well, but Funz and Chris get traded. Poison goes in for quite an aggressive bomb. He's not able to transfer it into anything as Elikor does clean him up.
Yeah, I feel like I can credit most of this to Alba being a scary force compared to Kredu. I mean, Kredu is getting some picks here and there, but it just feels like Alba's more of a disturbing presence amongst everybody over against Ascent, as they will actually do a successful push out from Ascent now to push the remainders of the bus crew. Again, that's losers disadvantage working their way. They will, nice little cleanup by Josh there, stopping Deox going aggressive and claiming that overextension kill. But again, it's all back onto Alba now that things have swung the other way, and Alba delivers. He gets that shot onto Kredu, and that's going to provide the much needed room for his team to maybe start pushing in if they Alba, the space keeps being created out of thin air. Call this guy a physics anomaly. What a lad. As surely they can make a push out of this now. Ombrak will actually kind of calm things down, bring an Uber into the mix, so the numbers advantage won't hurt them as much, but they don't want to go aggressive with this. No, you see them backing off now. Ombrak quite teetering on the brinks of death there, as he will actually manage to get out, but they've lost the point because of that, Grumpy. They can't be happy that they've used an Uber and lost the point there.
Not at all. One thing I noticed that Yon forced, which was really nice, is he forced Ombrak to flash quite a bit more than, well, just flash whilst the bus crew didn't have to. Ombrak down by Alba, really nice headshot. It's really going to slow down that push, but Poison does go down. We do see Josh bombing in onto Alba, seeing if he can pick him up. Chris does get the final kill. Josh gets picked up, but is down as well. The only 2 players up, only Martin left for the boys in blue. He can't do anything. Sorry, go ahead, Turbo.
You think it would slow it down, Grumpy, but no. Once these Prem players lose the medic, they just get red in their eyes, Grumpy. They're just like, how dare you do this to my leader, my medic, my guy that shoots like lovely health juice into me, and now they just go balls to the wall aggressive. They want to take out their medic, take out as many players, and sometimes this is all a team needs to actually win out a fight, and that's what happened there.
But we do see again the bus crew Ubering in because Martin managed to stay alive. That's a really good opportunity. 2 players down, Josh and Chris, for Ascent, so we can just hold this, get this into a good position. They don't really want to play too aggressively, so something like a cliff hold, which it seems like they're doing, would actually be the best option for them at the time being. But one thing I've really got to say is if you look back to the old days of Low Panda, it just explains how powerful Sniper can be on this map. Like if you have that one player on your team that's a good sniper, you can just create this map into your wild card. And I really want to see it as a wild card for the bus crew. But Ascent pushing forwards, taking down Poison, Alba, 3 players down, Yon as well. And it just means that they can constantly get the point back, get into a position. They're looking probably to get some sort of decent hold going. They know that they've got the disad, so they just want to force them to have to Uber as early as possible on this.
Yeah, let's see what sort of positions they start taking up as well. I'm not sure if you've noticed throughout the game, Grumpy, but they've actually running 2 scouts instead of a soldier. Chris has decided to pick up the scattergun for once. They will actually, get the force with Josh, who's I can only imagine he's playing sort of the roaming pocket at this point, because again Chris is going to be playing more pocketing towards Umbrak, because Scout's just that good at this map, Grumpy.
Well, the bus crew have done the same with Tobbs. Tobbs is playing Scout at the moment. It's generally the best setup is to have the 2 scouts around the med, or just playing with the combo as much as possible, and you can forfeit it is tend to be better to forfeit that soldier, because you don't need that much movement in this map. Like, movement is always good, but you don't need a huge amount compared to other maps of this ilk. But really awkward situation for the bus crew, because they're trying to look for an opportunity to come in. Alba gets picked up by Credo.
Credo is just a headshot machine, it seems. Alba took the first half, or the first round, kind of showing off on Sniper, and now the second round seems to belong to Credo, who's bullying the poor bus crew. Oh, speaking of bullying, Poison will go down on that flag. Oh, Martin's scared. He sees a sniper. He's putting on a dance. He wants to not get shot. Will be using his Uber now, but I kind of hope that he wanted to use that Uber a little bit later on, and because they had to use, maybe not use so early, but because they dropped some players to Credo in that little push there, their final last huzzah was not quite as huzzaring as they hoped. It will be 2-0, Grumpy.
Yeah, come on, the bus crew. I want you guys to do this. I really want you guys to do this. Get some rounds.
Here at Team Fortress TV, we are not biased. We provide you the most unbiased casting in all of EU TF2.
I mean that as a consolation prize for losing, okay?
Wow. Now you're not even celebrating your boys. Now you're going to say they're going to lose? Jesus, Grumpy, what kind of supporter are you?
You're so mean right now. As is Poison getting down Credit with a really nice bomb. God. Fun's going down to Alba. Poison getting picked up.
Jesus
Christ,
my God,
Alba is going off on one.
It's just, it's impressive to see these back-to-back kills, and it's not because he's just sat back and giving them easy shots as well. These are like flailing Prem scouts that he's getting shots on, Grumpy. These are hard kills for a sniper.
Yeah, no, I can't even imagine getting to that level of TF2 where you're able just to land such amazing shots consecutively on play. These aren't pubbers, these are some of the best players in the world of TF2, so trying to land hits on them is 10 times harder than you can imagine. Well, as Alba takes down Funds, but Alba gets picked up by Elikor. Elikor's really deep. Actually, no, not anymore. My bad.
Yeah, it seems Credo's finding the more harsh sight lines against the bus crew there. He seems to be going in deeper and without being heavily punished. The scout may be chasing now, but he kind of wavers him off with a body shot. 2 body shots. There we go. His Funds backup will arrive and farm that kill for him. And Deox, he didn't get the memo there, Grumpy. The rest of the bus crew sat back in the corner, you know, quaking in their boots.
And they're in a really bad position. It's a really nice rocket when Josh takes down Martin and Yon. They're getting cleaned up on this cliff area. But Deox managed to get the last laugh, so to speak. If he's able to get out or create something out of that, that would be really nice. But really nice bombs from Josh there. Rest of his team cleaning it up. And the poor bus crew just got eaten alive there.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Deox killed a few people. It made his luck look a bit better, but he's got to be shedding a little bit of tears for his entire team as the gap is kind of closing in on them. They did get a very nice start for the bus crew as well, and it's all but depleted away from all that nice defending from Ascent as well. They do a good job of kind of backing out and not dying too much as they make this sort of second push in over on the bus crew now, but they expected that. This is Product. They were losing. They're going to use those respawners a little bit quicker than Ascent can possibly do it. They do have Ombrak with his 100% Uber advantage now. They're going to be looking to take this aggression in with it, and they will start taxiing over onto Funds here, who just wants to latch onto anyone, and there's no one to really latch onto, Grumpy.
Yeah, Deox is in really deep and in kind of an awkward situation. He's trying to take down Elcor, but he does get picked off. But yeah, Funds was just constantly looking for someone to just destroy, but he wasn't able to get anyone. It was a nice back out. They didn't lose any. I don't think they lost anyone in that exchange back, or they lost very few players. As Yon goes in really deep onto Credu, not able to get the pick off onto it. We should really be looking at capping time here, just getting it equal. As if they give too much space for Ascent, they're going to start aggressing over the point like they are right now, forcing them back into the cliff area. And Poison may be looking to create some space as Tobbs goes in as well with him. But Poison gets picked off, Funds is down. Ombrak and Credu go down to the side of the bus crew, so they're able to do really well.
Greed is what ends men, Grumpy, and that was just pure greed coming out from Ascent there. They thought, oh, we've got Funds there, we've got Elcor. I'm sure we could just hold this if we stay this point of the line, but you gotta respect the numbers advantage, Grumpy, especially at this level as well. There's no pushovers, the bus crew. They've been doing a decent time in Prem, and you saw Yon took that aggression in. He knew that he could kind of extend himself because there was not too much of a punishing force behind past Funds and Elcor, who were both distracted at the time. So they will get some cap time for their troubles. Uber pops out from the bus crew now. They're going to show him how it's done. Deox gets a kill onto Elcor, and they will just be happy with that. They don't want to kind of overextend themselves, but sadly they have. Deox will get punished upon by these two speedy scouts, and now it's a scout duel, Grumpy. Ooh la la, it's like MGE. If we just close our eyes and pretend the medics aren't there, and the scouts are still fighting back and forth with each other. Respawners will come back for both teams now. They will back off and decide to not take this in. Another Uber, Grumpy. Take this away. I need a breath.
The Uber does come in, and Yon is in a really awkward position. He might get picked up, as he does, by Chris. Deox exchanging that kill. Funds and Deox having a fight off on the cliff area. Players are going down. Alba manages to get down Funds. He's in a really good position. Poison looks to bring aggression onto the combo. He pushes them back. Is this an opportunity for his team to come in? Deox gets picked off by Credu though. Oof. These headshots from these snipers are nutty. As Poison tries to get in a high bomb, pick off some players. And,
oh my god!
Oh my Credu! I think it was I think Credu was just like, yo, you saw what Alba did. I'm gonna try and beat that.
I mean, it didn't look as fancy. You didn't see any sort of kills going off, but there was loads of headshots throughout that entire fighting, Grumpy. Eventually, they lost so much health that some of them were dying to headshots. I mean, if what we were calling earlier Alba, his sniping nutty, then that was Crunchy Nut. Jesus.
Good old cereal plug there. Gotta love it. But we do see on the cliff side, Alba getting picked off by Credu. The bomb goes in from Josh. The Ubers have been exchanged. Yon and...
Oh my fucking god! Okay. Credu's arrived, boy. We're in. Grumpy's so upset, he's just left. He's gone from the mumble. He's been killed by Credu because these are just face-melting headshots coming out from the finish, boy. Oh, Alba's in here now. What? Supposed to be in here in the game. Oh, there's only 10 seconds left. That's why. Jesus Christ. What do the finish just like do to the players born with a mouse in their hand? I don't understand. Grumpy's back with us now after recovering from the sniping I guess, prowess of Credo towards the end there.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening with my mumble. It just keeps crashing, but my internet doesn't go down. I'm really sorry for that.
That's quite all right, man. I mean, it looks like somebody joined us in the last moments there. I'm not sure if Albert was just really hyped to cast these last 10 seconds of the match. But before we get to him, I guess we should probably go through the logs for half a second, maybe.
Okay, yeah, let's see if we can have a look.
Now, we're going to have an awkward segue because it takes me about 10 seconds to fiddle through my phone, pull up the logs.
I like TF2. Do you like TF2, Turbo?
TF2 is a fun game. I like the TF2.
TF2
Hey, I've got the
is
logs
good.
now.
Oh,
Alright.
segue.
Okay, let's go straight to the thing. Let's see who kind of Grumpy. Who do you think won out against the most headshots? You know, was it Albo or was it Credo? Before you look at the logs.
I
No
think
guess?
Credo.
Credo. You think Credo? Okay, well,
Because
okay,
like you said, he
I'll
was
tell you.
getting...
You've got Alba. Alba sitting on 13 headshots.
Nice.
Pretty good, pretty good. Credo, he's sitting on about 34 fucking headshots.
34.
34.
That's ridiculous.
34. 34. I don't think I've seen that many. I'm trying to like picture in my head, you know, filter out all those really aid pickup games from back in the day where you've just got Flippy or someone just kind of pooping on people, but 34 headshots, Grumpy. 34 headshots. Maybe we're playing too much into this, but again, how much analysis can you really break down in a game with the bus crew versus the Ascent? So let me just say this again: 34 headshots.
34 headshot.
34 headshots.
Okay. One thing I think is really interesting is
this was a short game. This was a short game. There was only 3 rounds. 34 headshots.
There's other players in this game, Turbo.
That's 11
not
headshots
just
per
Creddy.
round.
Not saying that Creddy doesn't deserve the respect for that, because that was incredible. Like,
I need to contact Zoo. We need a headshots per minute counter on this.
oh.
On this doohickey on logs.tf. All right, okay. I'll stop harping about it now. Maybe I'm making too big of a deal. Maybe I'm so out of touch. Maybe it's just every day, every sniper gets 34 headshots on a server.
No, it is absolutely ridiculous. But I think focusing on that would really, you know, take away from some of the good plays during that game, because there was some really good space created by, for example, who had most kills in the game. A really, really nice amount of work during the game.
Oh yeah,
and I think players like Chris doing really well as a scout, which he's not usually playing as. You've got Atto as well doing really nice damage, even though it wasn't to the level of Credo. He still created a lot of opportunities for his team.
Oh yeah,
and there were so many different players that were contributing to the really good game.
Yeah,
not just the sniper, even though.
Okay, right.
Oh.
So contrast mainly, obviously, the Creator was having a fun time, but the biggest contrast I'm seeing between these two teams is how they play their soldiers during this game of Product. Now, Josh, he's a pocket. He's very traditionally a pocket, but he knows his role. He knows what a soldier needs to be doing on a Product map. He needs to start getting behind, disrupting this flank, and kind of, you know, just being a pest in these sort of Uber exchanges where he's infecting their side of the map. You didn't really see too much of that in Poison, and when you did, it was going well for them, Grumpy. So I don't want to pin this all on Poison. Sometimes some teams want to just kind of play their pocket close to their medic, kind of be a bit more traditional about it, and throw in like a very confident scout behind, because some people like to play like that. Like notable players, Starkey comes to mind, who likes to play a bit more behind on that scout class, but I didn't really feel the magic from Deox going there, so maybe there was the time where you should give a rough call to your team, like, okay, Poison, you get behind there, you abuse all those rocket jumps in the high ground and all that goodness, and Deox, you play a bit more close to the pocket, to the medic, and then kind of start defending me off from there and all that. You know, switch it up a little bit.
It's all things that the team on Bus Crew just need to work on to just take themselves even further into the realms of a Prem team. But
All right. Well, I
I
mean,
guess.
I mean, they're still Prem team, Grumpy. I just
Yeah, no, but I mean, going from a Prem team to that Prem team.
the Prem team.
Yeah, you know what I mean. As in, they are a Prem team, but bringing it to the
You mean
next level.
they want? You could say they almost ascent to the next level. Ascent.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Cheers, pal. Okay, so I guess we can put down the logs now. We can put down the 34 headshot, and we can start maybe talking to some gamers. Hi, gamers. I know you didn't expect to hear my voice this evening, but news couldn't pay. Got caught in the snowstorm, from what I understand. So I will be gracing you with this interview. Grumpy will be gracing you with the interview. I'm just going to start off my first question with Ombrak.
Yes.
Was there anything that went wrong in that match? I don't know. It didn't look like anything went wrong, but did anything go wrong for you guys?
On product, we had some trouble to handle Alba at the start on Sniper, so this is why I died a bit at the start. So it wasn't really optimal, but apart from this, it's probably the most dominant official we've ever had so far, so it's really good looking forward.
Okay, Albert, this is going to be a bit more of a weightier question for you. What do you think went wrong tonight for your team?
I mean, this is obviously a matchup that we shouldn't be able to win a game like this. Let's be fair. And after that Snake Water game, I knew Credit was gonna snipe on product. So I don't know. I just wanted to put on a good show, and I called that I was feeling the sniper from the game versus 7. I hit some really nice shots. So I just figured I'll play the sniper.
I mean, you're right. That product map was a lot closer than the scoreline suggests. It was actually a pretty good show to watch. We didn't get to see much of the first map, sadly, because by the time that we all got connected in and got the stream pumping and going, Ascent were about 3 rounds into it. But we won't harp on that. We won't kind of linger too much.
Yeah,
but
sorry, we start on time.
ETF2L would be proud. But let's talk a bit more about your attitude, Albert, and going into it tonight. Now, I understand this wasn't your first official for tonight. Kind of a strange deviant from the average TF2 norm is that you played 2 officials tonight, and boy, were they 2 officials, Albert. You had to play against 7, and then right after that, you had to play against Ascent. Now, how were you guys feeling after that 7 match? Were you feeling demotivated, or did it not really affect the next match? Talk to me about it.
I think we felt pretty good after the 7 game. Even though we lost 4-0 on both maps, just things worked out pretty decently, and it didn't feel like 4-0s both of the maps. It was more of us making mistakes than just getting plain out DM'd. So I think we're going into this with a good attitude.
How about? I can't really say how about you, Ombrak. Damn it, that's half of my questions gone because of the strange format. I don't really want to kind of beat around the bush with the whole what did you expect coming into this game? Because we all know what all these teams expected tonight. So maybe we could talk a bit more about some upcoming matches. Maybe Grumpy has some nice questions for you. Who knows, Grumpy? Any questions?
A lot of the questions you asked, that I personally would have asked, but yeah, I'm super original, me. But one thing I've got to ask, especially to you, Ombrak, just seeing that is, how do you get your team to the point where you are so organized with a lot of your pushes that you're able to control your pace so effectively? Because that's one thing I saw during the role of Snakewater is when you guys were pushing, you constantly had a set tempo for your entire team, and it worked really well all the time.
So the question is, how do we do that?
Yeah,
why are you so good on back, basically?
Yeah, why is your team so organized?
Well, this may sound obvious, but the practice we were doing, the PCWs we have, are actually helping a lot, because I know sometimes when people scream, it's just like they have to. It feels like hey guys, we have to play before games because this is what people do, and sometimes they don't really put the scrims to good use, and they don't really take anything out of it. And I feel like this season, we really, even though we don't say it before games, so it's like this is what we want to practice. I feel like we're actually learning from the mistakes we're doing in PCWs, because if you look at our games this week, that wasn't really as dominant as the official we had tonight. So I feel like the guys are really like they're smart players. They've been playing for quite a long time, so they know really quickly how to adjust when we play in PCWs, and then we kind of not really have set plays. Like we haven't done any map talks or stuff like this, but the experience with these guys and the fact that I manage a bit the whole crew, it makes it like we kind of know what we have to do, even though we don't really say what we have to do. It's kind of something we just got from practice. So yeah, it's really cliche, but practice makes perfect, I guess.
Yeah, because I imagine it gets to the point where you guys don't need to always communicate what you're doing as a team, because it almost feels like everyone knows where they should be and it's second nature from all of this practice.
Well, yeah. In the end, we still have to talk and do the focus fire, and every game. Like yesterday, we played a bit, and there was a bit where people didn't talk enough, so it hurt us a lot, and you could see the difference. But when you remove all the, you do that and you do that from the calls, and you only have to do focus fires during pushes, it's really helped because it's really clean. And I think like for the first 5 minutes on Snakewater, like the pushes were so clinical because we were just coding focuses, and the rest was just people knew what to do when to do it. So that was really good.
And Mike, this will be my last question, and this is for you, Alba. Like going forward for the bus crew, how are you feeling would be the best way to adjust things to make things better? And so, kind of, what are you going to take from these officials and try and implement more within your team?
I think one issue we've had since day one is that we're leaving Martin alone quite a lot. It didn't happen on product. On product, we did really well at protecting Martin, but I feel like on regular 5CP maps, it's just too often he dies to like something hiding or something like that. So that's definitely something that we'll have to work on going forward.
All right, let's talk about your upcoming matches, both of you. So we'll start with you, Alba, seeing as I've already got them loaded onto my phone right here. We've got the I'm not going to pronounce that German name at all. We've got the Germans coming out for your next week official.
Whoever reads this is stupid, I think, is what it translates as.
Oh yeah. I know about the translation. It's just but if you actually, Grumpy, if you can actually say out the German, I'll give you some lovely Caster Browner points.
Oh no, I tried this earlier and it just didn't work well, so I'm not gonna try. My German's terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wer das Lied ist dus? No,
Wer
that was
das
horrible.
List is doof.
It's close.
I think.
It sounded exactly like that. Anyway,
Alba gets the brownie points.
All right.
Hey.
Germans. Alba, are you worried about these Germans coming up into your match? What do you expect the result to be? Is it going to be close? Is it going to be difficult? Talk me through about the Germans.
I mean, I know Smira. I've played a lot with Smira, and like I'm good friend with him. So he's a really solid main caller. And I marked for the Germans some nights ago, and they're very like organized with the stuff that they do, like a lot more organized than we are. But I feel like we will be walking away with 3 points at least from that matchup on the product.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys did a decent fight through Umbrak and his cronies over on Product as well. Do you feel like that Product is going to be a hot map for you coming into this German match?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I feel like I'm hitting stuff, the only thing that can really stop me is Credit Sniper. Like I've experienced it earlier in like other scrims as well, like on Process for instance. Like the only sniper that completely shuts me down is pretty much Credit.
Is it just the sniping aspect then? If the Germans say pull out Shocky Sniper or something like that, do you think that's not really a threat or anything?
Nah, I'm not scared.
What if the sniping doesn't work? Do you think you guys could play your product match without a sniper?
Yeah, I think we can. I think we showed, like, it was quite a long time ago, but when we played the swamp in the playoffs, we played without the sniper and they played with one, and we still managed to win it 3-2. So I think that we definitely, like, even if the sniper doesn't work, we can still do good things on product. I think we have like a good game plan on the map, and we're doing really well at keeping Martin alive and not over chasing as well.
All right, let's pull things over to the Ascent side. Ombrak, your next week's match is actually a bit of a question mark, because it could be Seven, it could be my son's basketball team, or Recruzen as I like to call them. I mean,
What about both?
tell me about Seven. What is this match going to happen? Why has it been delayed so much? Have they told you when it's going to happen?
It's gonna happen next week for sure. I haven't talked to Katus about specifics, but we'd like to play it. Yeah, we're gonna play it next week. It hasn't been played so far because so it could have been played before LAN, I think, but they just wanted to. It was supposed to be played before LAN, and the week before LAN, Seven just wanted to play us all the time because they were the best game they could get, like best pistol use. But there was a plan to play the official, but then apparently they some misschedule on their side, so we couldn't get the official going. Then there was rewind, so obviously we couldn't play. And then this week was really shaky for me because I had people over, so I couldn't really get a good game going against them. And they also had to fix their schedule as well with a player that I think there are people quitting and they need to figure out what they're doing. So we couldn't do it next week, but it's definitely going to happen next week. I don't know yet, but yeah, we're gonna have two officials on the same week, but not on the same day because we're not crazy people.
No. Do you know what iteration of Seven you're going to be playing? I know that there's sort of been whispers and sort of little spoken words from the grapevine that Seven have lost a few of their players, or there's a few people retiring on that squad. Do you know if we'll still see the full previous squad of Seven, or will they probably be playing with new players in your new match?
So I'm really not sure, but from what I've understood, Drac and Captain are playing this week because they had a shitload of officials to play, but then starting next week they're not gonna play anymore. So I'm not expecting Seven to field their original lineup against us, which is like good for us in terms of results, but bad in terms of like show.
They used Starkey against us.
Yeah, and they have Starkey playing as well. So I don't really know what is it. Maybe it's going to be the same lineup as they used tonight, which is like the same thing plus Starkey instead of Drac. But again, I haven't talked to Katus in ages, and so I don't really know what's their plan. But no matter what, I'm pretty sure they can field good players. I know they still have to handle Copenhagen land as well, so that's a lot on their shoulders right now. So I don't really know, but people shouldn't expect their regular lineup to end this season at the very least.
All right, just a couple more questions from me and we'll start wrapping things up. So, obviously, Recruzen is going to be your next official week team, and they've been quite good from what I've been seeing. They've actually gave a bit of a run for Seven, I think, in their last little match, from what I can remember. Are you guys scared of Recruzen at all, or is this just going to be another easy 6 points in the back pocket?
We're not scared of them, obviously. Like I think the way they've improved so far is really interesting. They had a rookie start, and then they managed to get things going, and they got their first 6-0 win against the Swamp, which was kind of not unexpected, but an interesting result. So now it's a bit rough on them because they've been both Seven and us in the.
All right, so.
But I actually have a lot of respect for them. I like the way they play. I didn't know a lot about them, and I think their demo is really good. The fact that they picked up Raptor is interesting. I don't know if it's good or bad, but he is experienced at least, so I don't know if it's an upgrade compared to Ace in terms of skill, but at least he knows what he's talking about, I assume. So it's going to be interesting, and I know me and Nelacor are going to be really happy to see Raf just getting owned by Credo and funds and products, so that's going to be fun.
All right, well, one last question for both of you guys. We've got a LAN coming up in TF2. Happy days. It's Copenhagen LAN. You guys are quite veterans of the LAN scene right now. I've seen quite a fair few of you and your faces all over the place. So are you guys coming to this LAN? Are you guys bringing some teams? What's going on with you guys?
I can start off by saying that the bus crew is going.
Oh boy,
Full
choo-choo.
lineup.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
More like I don't know what the bus made.
Yeah, that was pretty good impression.
That was a great impression.
Isn't the bus crew the only Prem team going with the full lineup?
I think it is, and I just gotta quickly throw out that there's only 1 week left to get trendy hip bus crew shirts for you and all your friends.
Snap.
So yeah, make sure to check that out.
Merchandising, nice.
Umbrak, how about you? Are you fielding a team to Denmark?
We tried to get 7, but 7 lol Ascent, but we couldn't because some people couldn't commit. And
what about 7? Did you get 7?
And we'd rather keep the money towards funding I-63. So we're gonna get a 7. Damn it! An Ascent lineup at I-63. But as to Denland, I'm trying to go. I know Creator's interesting. There's some interesting discussions going, but I don't really know what I can say because nothing is quite sure for now. So I'm going anyway, either to cast or to play. So you expect to see my face. I know Creator is going anyway because he's already booked everything. So you're gonna see us.
Oh damn!
In what shape I don't know yet, but everything should be moving forward really quickly.
Okay, all right. Well, how about this then, Albach? Tell me like a percentage. What's the odds that we're going to see like some sort of mixed team thrown together? Like 70%, 80%?
A mixed team with me in it?
Yeah, just what's the likelihood of it happening, basically?
99.
99, hot damn. Okay, well.
Ooh.
We'll see the grudge match again.
I'm not saying
at LAN. Yeah, okay, fair. All right, I'm out of questions. How about you, Grumpy? Have you fought any anymore?
Nah, I've just been listening and thinking about buying a bus crew shirt. So
I like what I'm hearing.
All right.
So I don't think there's nothing really much else for me to add. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay, I guess we'll go through shout-outs as per usual. Alba, you've got the fabled A, so you get to start us off.
Whoa! Yeah, I'm gonna throw my big shout out to my boys in the bus crew. I'm proud of the games today. We've been having some tough officials previously, but I think like the officials we played today, both 7 and Ascent, is probably the best officials we've played. Like even though we got kind of smashed, I guess. But yeah, shout outs to my boys.
Umbrak, you're the next one down the list.
Shout out to the bus crew for actually playing 2 officials on the same day and against the rough team, so that's pretty nice. Shout out to you guys for putting up the cash. Shout out to News and to the Snow because we don't really want to see News anywhere anymore. That actually was a 4-man casting interview. Like all of us were casting. Lol, XD.
XD.
So many new things happening tonight. Whoa, first things happening. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Mela and Ascent. And shout out to Babs.
I liked your little correction there at the end. But all right, Grumpy, have you got any final words?
Just a shout out to Poison.
Wait a minute. Actually, no, I should have the final words. I'm the analytical class here. You should be the one that should be doing all the plugging.
Oh no, I switched TurboTabs channel. Oh, I'm sorry.
Very funny.
I really didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. I believe you. Okay, so I'm going to give a shout out to Umbrak, who's clearly a gentleman and would not jeopardize me in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to give a shout out to Alba for joining us in the interview as well. Another little famous little caster and famous little player that's coming to Copenhagen. Can't wait to see you, man. And a big
Thank you.
shout out to Gemm, who provided us with all the lovely pictures, all the lovely stats, all the lovely gameplay tonight. Big shout out to him. And I don't have to do any more shouting out. It's Grumpy's turn now.
I'm going to shout out Poison because that guy got me into TF2 and he's the only reason I'm here today. A shout out to both teams that played.
Poison.
Absolute wonderful players. Shout out to all the people that are watching. Shout out to Ridge. Absolute hilarious guy. And yeah, that's pretty much all for me. So from there, I'm gonna take it away. So from there,
Wait, I have one last shout out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Every
I'm
time.
holding-
Yeah, and I think Turo, you can guess who this one is going to be. No, I said it already. Shout out to Rachel.
God damn it! No, don't say her name here.
Oh yeah, I also have one more shout out.
Oh god. Okay,
if
go
you
ahead.
say
This
Rachel,
is
I
never
swear to
ending.
God.
No, I'm a nice person. Shout outs to Credit for being insane. Probably the best sniper in Europe at least. right now.
34 headshot.
Actually insane, like sick in the head too.
He has like the best reaction times of any
34
sniper I've played
headshot.
against. Yeah, best reaction times of any sniper I've played against. It's insane. Take it away, Grumpy.
Okay, I can do it now. All right, my name's been GrumpyKoi. I've been joined by these wonderful players, Gemm and TurboTabs. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next games. Bye bye.
I want to die.